All right, we're live. What's going on, guys? It's the J and J Houston Sportscast. We are a few hours removed from the Texans win over the Jaguars. We're about to get into that right now, but I am John Fuentes here at my co-host James Ray. James, what's going on, man?
Baby, AFC South champs and moving on.
It was a good day. I was at the game.
I know, dickhead.
Yeah, James is salty that I didn't get him a ticket. But
Very salty, especially with the seats he had.
yeah, I was in the box of the owner of the Jaguars, Mr. Khan. He wasn't there, but it was nice, man. You know, it was a good experience, and the seats were awesome, and it was a fun time. But the result was even better, man. Shit. I mean, these guys look good today. They looked really, really good today. They did what they were supposed to do, and that's always good to see from these guys. Right off the bat, you know, the offense looked tremendous. The offense looked like what we've known it should be looking like. Bill O'Brien called, I won't say a great game. It's on the barrier of a decent and a good game for me. I liked it. And if we see more play calling like that in the playoffs, my goodness, we can stand with any team, especially with the defense that we have. And I mean that solely in a pass rush sense, because the secondary has a lot of holes in it. But again, defense played great today. Now I'm not putting too much stock into that because of who we were playing, but at the same time, it's a good motivation factor to carry into the playoffs. But, as usual, the Texans get, in my opinion, the raw end of the deal. The one team I did not want to see in the playoffs, especially right off the bat, the Colts. And, of course, that's how it plays out. We'll be playing the Colts again, short end of the stick, on a short week. We'll play Saturday. So that gives you 5 days to prepare, excluding game day. So the game's in 6 days. Not only that, it's the early game. So take that for what you will. But you know what? All the negativity aside, and I will eat crow on this. A lot of you guys in the chat said Bill O'Brien might be waiting towards the end of the season to open up the playbook a bit and get ready for the playoffs. Okay, maybe that's what he did. But it is yet to be seen if he's going to carry that play calling into the playoffs. There's still a chance this guy might want to establish the run and pound the rock, and it's going to fail, and it's going to cost us. But if he can call games the way he did against Philadelphia and against the Jaguars today, I'm feeling very, very confident about this team in the playoffs. Very confident. James, what were your thoughts after the game?
Most people are going to think I'm going to bash them. This is the team, or today's performance against that kind of defense versus our offense is what we've been waiting for this whole season. I'm actually very happy to see that Bill is opening up the playbook. Even furthermore, I am very happy to see that Romeo Crennel started calling a good defense. He called an excellent defense today. Again, against Blake Bortles, I get it. Against the suspect O-line, which actually their O-line held up better than ours. Whole nother topic all over. Don't get me started on Kendall Lamb and Davenport today. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude. Anyways. But, I mean, we won, man. And we won handily. Realistically speaking, that game should have been 24-0. That should have been a shutout.
Yeah.
That muffed punt that the refs fucked us on was one of the worst calls I've ever seen, hands down. More so than that overtime Seattle win a long time ago when they had the replacement refs, that Hail Mary at the end.
Yeah.
Worse than that, dude. Because the helmet and the hands touched the ball at the same time. Mm-hmm. There's not enough evidence to overturn who touched it first.
Yeah.
Ball on the field was the ball was dead right there. So, but then you give it to him, and then you screw Deshaun Watson on a kick-ass second effort run on the end zone, saying his shin is down. His shin is down. Are you shitting me? I always was under the impression it's the knee, not the freaking shin. Not only that, but he was damn near vertical when the shin went down anyway. So they screwed us out of points, in my personal opinion. But that game should have been 24-0. If you think about that, 24-0. We put up 24 points against a solid a defense that we will not see in the playoffs.
A defense better than the Colts.
Defense better than the Colts. Defense better than New England. A defense better than KC. A defense better than everyone that's in the playoffs right now. Did the Ravens make the playoffs? Ravens made the playoffs, right?
The Ravens made the playoffs. If you guys were watching the Browns and Ravens game, my God, the look on the Steelers' faces when that game finished. I don't care for the Steelers. I don't care for the Ravens, but I felt very bad for Steelers fans and for the Steelers players when I saw that happen. That was heartbreaking. But like I said, when I was talking to my dad, we were watching it. You shouldn't. This goes for the Texans as well. You shouldn't have to rely on other teams to do your work for you. Punch your own ticket. Punch your own ticket.
Exactly. It was a good overall performance, man. The only big issue I had in that game was I was glad to see OB was still putting the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
He was not content with going ultra conservative we've been bitching about it all year long, right?
But don't you think that was because the playoffs are on the horizon and he wanted to kind of test things out a bit against the defense or against the team he thought, okay, we've beaten them mentally already. They're shattered. Let me try some things. That was my take on it. I don't think he was doing it from an aspect of I'm going to carry this into the playoffs.
And actually, I don't disagree with that. What I disagree with is keeping Deshaun Watson on the fucking field and having him running the ball at the end of the game when it's well in hand. That and J.J. Watt being in, knowing damn well that he hurt his other arm somehow, some way. I think it's like an elbow or something like that. I don't know. Details will probably come out later about that. But neither one of them, Watt, Clowney, if there's ever a time to get Duke Ejiofor in there and Merciless and Clowney, let them work and see what they can do and just take JJ out, dude. Just take them out. I mean, it's just that simple, bro. So that was and that's nitpicky, honestly. But again, solid win, man. Hey, bring on the Colts, bro. And I think that's a good transition to our next topic, man. In all honesty, I know you don't want to see Indy. I understand it. But honestly, I want to see Indy. I want a redemption game. If our defense plays like they played today, and our offense plays like they played today, we could hang 35-40 on fucking Indy. I'm not even joking. Not only that, I'm also giving Andrew Luck at least 14 points, just based on just him and Hilton connect. I mean, just right off the top. To me, I understand it's a different offense, but the defense that they play is way more suspect than the defense that we just dominated. Deshaun Watson is the truth, man. And I want Indy. I want a redemption game. I want to be the one that takes them out. Gives them an early season. Go work on your off season because we just put you out. I want them done. I want them out. I want them gone. Not only that, but if we beat Indy, that would, and to me, out of all the teams we could have played, if we beat Indy, that's going to be a big boost. A big confidence booster going into the next game, dude.
Yeah.
Barring injury, of course, God, knock on wood, I'm going to knock on my headboard. But, I mean, I want Indy. I know I said it first I didn't, but I want Indy. I want to play an elite quarterback. That way I know going into any game from that point forward, we can hang with it. We're gonna play KC, okay, no problem. We're gonna destroy that defense with what Deshaun Watson did today. Okay, you won't play New England? Hey, Brady, I understand you guys are New England, but we've come pretty close to beating you twice in the last two times we've met you. We should have won, actually, one of those, in my personal opinion, in the last time. But this is a new game. This is a new this season. The season's over. The new season, when it counts, it starts now.
Yep.
What are you going to show me, Bill O'Brien? You opened up the playbook. Romeo Cornell, I didn't see a lot of 10, 15-yard splits from corners today. Funny how that shit works out, just throwing that out there. I saw more blitzes today. I saw 3 or 4 safety blitzes today. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we've been talking about. And if you guys are going to continue to keep play calling like that and keep the mistakes to a minimum, we're going to be a really hard team to bounce out. And I hope I eat crow, man. I hope I got to buy jerseys and all that other crap that I got to do, and beanies and all the whole crap. But I'm actually kind of excited about it, man. I want Indy. Even though there's a great possibility Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton will torch us again. I get it. I understand the fear in that as a Texans fan. But we're at home, and we just came off two solid offensive and, in my personal opinion, defensive performances. The Philly game, to me, was a bunch of bonehead mistakes at the wrong time. But ultimately, we played a pretty good defense. Yes, Foles threw a lot on us, but a lot of that was us shooting ourselves in the foot because we're on the field too damn much. But look what happens when Romeo Cornell starts blitzing and plays man more than he plays zone. We should have shut out that team, man. And I don't care what you say. If you shut out an NFL team, that's a feat, man. That's a feat. You got to think the Indy Jacksonville game. That was a 3-6 game. That was a 3-6 game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so Luck couldn't do that to them, but look what Watson did. You know, for like the difference, and this is what this is what I try to explain with Texans fans. With Matt Schaub, he had players around him that made him look good. Right? Deshaun Watson makes people look good.
Yeah.
He makes people better. Yeah. Kind of like Aaron Rodgers. Kind of like Tom Brady. Kind of like all the elite quarterbacks that are out there. Drew Brees is the works. Yeah, they got maybe one or two weapons. Hell, he's got D-Hop. Mm-hmm. But when it counts, when the game's going and he needs it done, he gets it done, man. You cannot deny this guy's skill anymore. You just can't. I don't care who you are as a critic or as a fan, you can't deny what this guy brings to this Texans organization. By the way, do not talk to me about the Jalen Ramsey D-Hop shit, because D-Hop is basically on one leg and bitch slapped Jalen Ramsey all game long.
Who's going to cover this guy in the playoffs? Who's going to cover this guy?
If Jalen Ramsey can't cover D-Hop, no one can.
No one.
I don't care what anyone says. He is the best receiver in the league, bar none, hands down, and you can't even argue that fact anymore. With the different kind of quarterbacks he's had, with what he plays with, the guy, for realistically considering, he stays relatively healthy for a primary target. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Ramsey had no answer for him. D-Hop was in his head. He was frustrated. And you got to keep in mind, this is on one leg. He's not fully healthy right now. So, I mean, you know, and I got something else about Jalen Ramsey I'll bring up later on on our thing. And it's just a theory of mine. It's just a theory of mine, just based on certain things that I see. But anyways, we'll go from there. But what do you think, man?
Let's shout out some people in the chat first off that were in here first. Third Coast Sports TV, what's going on? Edman's here. Danny's in here as always. Rising Phoenix, what's going on?
The upward duck in the house.
Brandon's in here. What's going on, Brandon? I want to point out something that Third Coast said earlier, because he made a really good point. He said the Colts were extremely vulnerable tonight against a Titans team with no Mariota, and that's a major concern. That's a very good point.
Yep.
They went toe-to-toe with a team who was led by Blaine Gabbert, and that is a very good point, and it makes me feel a hell of a lot better, especially after what I've seen from both teams today. The Colts, I don't want to say struggled, but they allowed a team that is way beneath them to stay in a game for that long before finally putting them away. And we trounced one of the best defenses in the league. Secondary, very solid pass rush, good linebackers. I mean,
they were playing, bro.
They were.
Miles Jack's dirty, by the way. He tried pulling Deshaun Watson's leg and shit. Anyways, that's a whole other conversation. But Miles Jack was playing. He was balling out. Doc Way, oh my God, you couldn't block that fool. For whatever reason, we couldn't block that guy. For love of God, Davenport, you pissed me off today. Let's see. Ramsey, even though he got his ass handed to him, he was balling. Like, they were playing, dude. They weren't just sitting back.
Ramsey almost had a pick. He dropped it.
Yeah, he did.
He dropped it.
Yeah.
And I remember
Jack dropped the pig.
I remember a specific play where I was watching, and Ramsey was blanketing Hopkins, and Hopkins, as always, made the catch in ridiculous style, and Ramsey got pissed, and he
He even pulled on his jersey.
He shoved one of our players. He started to try and get a little fight going. This guy pisses the best in the league off. You cannot cover him.
You can't, dude.
You've already that's probably the best coverage you're gonna get going forward.
Yep.
And Hopkins scorched them for about 140 something yards
on one leg.
Now, an interesting thing brought up in the chat right now. Let me see who brought it up. Rising Phoenix. Do you guys think Kiki is gonna play versus Indy? I actually do. I think they've been holding him for the playoffs specifically. I think this is the weeks and weeks and weeks he's been out have all been cautionary. Same thing with Foreman not playing today. Cautionary. Just so we can have some depth at running back come playoff time. I think a lot of them were just precautionary, keeping them sidelined and whatnot. I never expected Kiki to suit back up anytime soon until the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I mean, I have thoughts on it, but I'm trying to be positive and not negative.
No. Let's hear honesty here. This is an important time.
I think if they are holding him out for whatever reason, whether it's to save him for the playoffs or whatever, or to him, we need receivers right now, man. Vincent Smith. And look, man, and credit to Vincent Smith and to Carter, who came in and did about as good as you can expect them to do. I love Carter. I said that when we got him. I was like, dude, this guy as a returner, I love the aspect he brings. If he can bring that kind of special team stuff, I think I was talking in the South Sports chat. I think Wink said it too after Carter had that good punt return. I was like, dude, if we can get that kind of shit going, oh my God, we're gonna be dangerous, man. So I don't know, man. I just to me, we need receivers right now, and to hold out a receiver just for the playoffs, that's man, I don't agree with that call. But then again, it's already happened. What can I do? I hope he plays. I doubt that they're going to keep a lot of people out, and in a lot of ways, I think it's all hands on deck unless it's something absolutely serious.
Yeah.
If it's something to where they can't go at all, that's a problem. Now, I say all that to say this: if Kiki is inactive, then what do you think it is? I think it's something extremely serious, and they're trying to keep it on the low because they don't want Texans fans to panic.
Yeah.
Because I got to be honest with you, man. If they keep him out another game, now's the time, man. You have to uncork everything you got. All that shit talking you've been talking about you being ultra conservative all year long, and today you show a different kind of offense and a different kind of defense. This is what we've been bitching about all season. And you got to think, and here's something that's kind of slipped in the back of my mind since the game. If we're winning games in ultra conservative manner on both sides of the ball, when we go aggressive, it's going to be you saw it. You saw it today. If we go aggressive, things are going to just be insane.
Yeah.
So
but there are still issues with punching it in the red zone.
Well, I mean, you're always going to have those issues, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why red zone scoring is such a crucial part of the NFL, because the shit's hard. It's hard to do. But they had an interesting stat today about Deshaun Watson, how he's the most proficient red zone QB in the NFL right now. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's insane. I did not know that until they said it when they were talking in the game.
Another thing to look at here, Lamar Miller, decent game, 56 yards, 17 carries, a touchdown. But Deshaun Watson carried the load at running today. 66 yards running, a touchdown. He was robbed of another one, like you mentioned earlier.
So wrong.
But my God, man, I mean, I love today. I haven't seen it this much since this game. The options that they were running with, Miller, and the combination of Miller and Watson, and those decisions. The only thing that scares me is how aggressive Watson runs.
When they were running that offense, all I kept thinking in my head is Clemson offense? Question mark? Like, seriously, that's what it looked like. It looked like a Clemson offense on the field today. I'm not joking.
And look at the result. And look at how happy and comfortable he looked out there.
Dude, he was very he's always cool under pressure anyway, but even then he was having fun with it, dude.
Yeah, this kid loves to play football.
When he almost escaped that pocket and that guy grabbed his ankle and he was pointing like, oh, almost got you. Like he was joking around having fun with it, man. So like, yeah, it just I thought Clemson offense.
Yeah.
But that's what I basically saw today.
And that's what you got to do, man. Put him in the system that made him look so good and made you want to draft him. Put him in his comfort zone. Because that's where he wreaks havoc. That's where you get the Deshaun Watson who beat Alabama. That's where you get the Deshaun Watson who, Dabo Swinney compared to Michael Jordan. I mean, That's what you need. And I'm feeling really confident, man. I really am. I know we've been negative and down on these guys for the past few weeks, but we're just being honest. But he's finally doing what he's supposed to do as a coach, and I mean Bill O'Brien. He is finally calling better games, fitting his scheme to Deshaun's strengths. And maybe he was waiting till the end of the season. Fine. I'll eat that crow. He did it. He mustered up a nice win streak with just pounding the rock and running the ball. Fine. I'll take that. But now I want the win streak in the postseason. That win streak means nothing now. The Patriots went 16-0 and they got their asses handed to them in the Super Bowl. Win streaks mean nothing. This is when it matters. You can go 7-9 in the regular season, make the playoffs. Winning the Super Bowl is all that matters. So
do me a favor. So last 2 weeks for the teams that are in the playoffs, what teams to you seem like they're clicking on all cylinders, and what teams you think are not?
Clicking on all cylinders. I don't think there's one out there, honestly. Everyone has their struggles.
Just the last 2 weeks.
Maybe Kansas City, but I can't say Kansas City wholeheartedly because their defense is terrible.
Nope. I would say out of all the teams that are in the playoffs now, I'm not joking. I can't believe I'm saying this. Houston, the last 2 games look like they're playing for each other. They look like a team that wants to play.
I can't say that about the defense, though. I can't.
Well, the defense was opened up today, and you can tell when it's opened up. But again, you have to think about it. Okay, the Eagles game, right?
Yeah.
The defense that we had 2 major key injuries with J.J. and Kareem going out in our secondary. I mean, that's going to happen when we have 2 injuries like that. It'd be no different than if J.J. went out and Clowney went out. Who do you got to replace him? Merciless and Ejiofor. I mean – oh, by the way, there was a Duke Ejiofor sighting today.
Oh, yeah, there was. He had a tackle.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, my God, it's Duke. Oh, God. I was like, got happy. Oh, by the way, where's Colvin? Didn't see him much today.
Lockdown corner.
Edmund, talk to me. Edmund. Talk to me about his lockdown corner, please.
Hey, Third Coast brings up a good point. Y'all realized how much better the defense is once Honey Badger calmed down?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep. I just think notice Wink has been saying this. Wink is Third Coast Sports, by the way. Wink and I have been saying this. If Romeo goes back to his basics and he plays more man and he blitzes, not this zone blitz bullshit, but if he calls the defense like he called today, it's going to be hard to score on us, dude. Yeah. Even with a suspect secondary. I'm not joking. Look, I understand, again, it was Bortles. I got it. And I understand what Foles did to us. Again, I got it. I understand that. I'm not saying that Andrew Luck's not going to be able to put points on us. I am just saying that we did a total different defensive scheme than we've seen literally the last 10 weeks. As a matter of fact, if you want me to be honest with you, it seems like every time we play Jacksonville is when we run the defense that everyone keeps bitching about we want us to run. Yeah. They did it to Jacksonville the last time. It was the same kind of defense if you go back and think about it. Why can't we do that every game? I understand you scheme, you coach and you scheme for, who you're playing, but Jesus, man, if it's not broke, don't fix it, man. I mean, you know what I mean?
D-Love in the chat says, the fact that y'all are confident about this team going forward got me confident. Is that how negative we've been?
Yeah, it's been bad, man. Look, if we would have saw another ultra-conservative game today, and it would have been another down-to-the-wire game, or even if we were up by a score or two and he went ultra-conservative again, I would be this would be a different tune for me. It would be a very different tune for me. But I honestly think, Bill was trolling us this whole year.
I hope so.
He's like, yeah, this is the extent of my offensive mind. Ultra conservative, run the ball to set up the run. That was not today. That was the offense I saw today was the same kind of offense I saw in New England and Seattle last year.
Yeah. For
the record. And guess what? We almost won them damn games too. As a matter of fact, we would have won those games if it wasn't for our fucking defense. So, when you see coaching, play calling like this, it gives you hope because you know what's there. We've all known this. We've known this from the beginning. If they just play call and coach it right, scheme fit it right, and adjust over this period of the game, and adjust the right way, not adjust the ultra conservative way, we're going to be a dangerous fucking team, man. I noticed the defense today did not look gassed for the first time in 6 or 7 games. Why? They're not giving up very many big plays. Again, it's against Bortles, I get it, but at the same time, that's what you want to see. That's the kind of shit we've been looking for, man.
The two factors, well, I'd say 3, but the first is a given. Andrew Luck. There's 3 things about this team that scare me. The first being Andrew Luck. The second being Ebron. We gotta hold Ebron. And T.Y. Now, in the chat they were saying earlier, T.Y. can get his. If we can hold Ebron and everyone else, we'll win this game. I tend to agree with that. Let T.Y. burn us once or twice. That's fine. But as long as we can contain everything else, I think we come out of this game victorious.
I actually disagree with that. I disagree with that because okay, and I'm also disagreeing with that just based on the defense that we ran today. Then the Ty would not be as much of a factor. Again, like I've been saying, if you jam Ty at the line and screw up his timing, yeah, he may get off of it, but the timing's off. And by that time, dude, we were in the backfield within 2-3 seconds of the ball being snapped. That's insane. That's lightning fast. And if you jam him, you instantly take a second off of his route. If you jam him at the line, you jam him up, you body his ass up, he's not going to hurt you. On the other hand, even though I know Ebron is suspect with his hands, his athletic ability and his size is a big, big factor. And I honestly think if you don't body him up, he's going to fuck us over. Yeah. I'm just saying, man, y'all didn't listen to me when I told y'all about the Eagles game, about fucking I almost said Eifert. Jesus, I almost said Eifert, dude.
Ertz?
Yeah, I warned you about Ertz, and I warned you about fucking Aguilar. I'm telling you right now, stop the tight ends, stop Andrew Luck, stop the run, and you'll win. It's that simple. Ty, to me, is a non-factor if the defense that we ran today is what we run against them. If we don't, we're in trouble. So we'll see what happens, man.
Guys, we got 20 in the chat right now. We got 5 likes. If you haven't liked yet, please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps us out. It takes 2 seconds.
Dislike it if you want to.
Yeah, dislike it if you want to, but don't. Rising Phoenix. The Colts center has a neck injury. That sounds like the perfect opportunity to twist Clowney up the middle.
Shit. Oh, I don't know, man. The last time Clowney faced Quentin Nelson bitch slapped him. Quentin Nelson is the only guy I've ever seen manhandle Clowney. Manhandled his ass. So I don't know if that twist up the middle would work. But in Clowney's defense, though, he's got a knack for making that little jump side twist through the center and the guard through the one or two gap. Like, have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like he'll blitz through and he'll do like this little side Olay kind of like thing and get in the backfield. So maybe man, maybe because he's so. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just giving my boy Nelson too much credit just because I'm sorry, I'm a fanboy of Nelson, bro. No, but I dude, I really think you want to surprise I almost said New England. You want to surprise Indy? You throw a line out there that is J.J. Watt, D.J. Reader, Whitney Merciless, Clowney, and Ejiofor, with Cunningham and McKinney. Throw them a curveball. They won't expect that. That's too much speed. They can't contain that. There's no way. So, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
Let me see. Rising Phoenix. I think we've been holding Clowney back, like against Philly. Notice how JJ played more fundamental and Clowney brought the heat. Wink says, we not going to act like Clowney hasn't dominated Nelson before.
Oh, my God, Wink. Wink has been a Clowney supporter since day fucking one. So that means absolutely nothing to me.
Darren Davis, what's going on? A 5-2 look. I like it.
Yeah.
D Love, and I actually agree with this. I mean, I can see us struggling to sack Andrew Luck.
Okay, let's not pretend that Andrew Luck can't escape the pocket. The man can actually move. He's very deceptive.
Did it today very well.
But I'm telling you, if our defense plays like they played today, we won't have as much of a problem as we did in the past. I'm telling you, I just the defense I saw today was the defense I've been expecting. I don't care who it was against. I mean, again, to shut out an NFL team is a feat.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if it's the Raiders. I mean, it's a feat, man.
Wink again, and another development. What Carlos Watkins did in the pass rush today with Reader soaking up blocks was amazing to watch.
It was. Which makes me wonder, where was Covington at? I didn't see him do hardly shit today, which is probably why he was in there. Honestly, was why Watkins was in there. I don't know, man. I saw a lot of different defensive fronts today than normal. I think Romeo kept his guys pretty fresh today.
Yeah.
I think he was subbing a lot more today than normal.
Let's hear your theory real quick about Jalen Ramsey.
Bro, I have a thought that crossed my brain. In light of the cap that we have, right? In light of everything that's going on with the Clowney situation, whether they're going to franchise tag him or not give him any money at all, or whatever the case may be, whatever happens, I honestly think that there's a great possibility if Gain was any kind of GM, he would talk to Jalen Ramsey. If he could. I mean, I'm sure there's legalities that go into that, or legalese. But, I mean, still at the same time, I'm trying to think, this was Ramsey's fifth-year option, was it not? Or is that next year? I think it's next year. Hold on. I think it's next year. I don't know. Someone looked that up. Someone in the chat, was Ramsey on his fifth year or going into his fifth-year option? That's what I need to know. Because if he's a free agent, it would be hard for me to imagine that Houston, since they're in desperate need of a lockdown corner, to go and take a stab at him, especially if they're not going to pay Clowney.
Wink is saying that's in 2 years, Ray. He's in his third year now, but then King says it's next year.
See, it's conflicting information.
Come on, guys. Which one of you is fake news? Let's get our facts straight.
No, I think Wink's right. I think he is in his third year. Why do I think he was in his fourth year, though? I feel like he's in his fourth year. I don't know, man. We'll look it up. Anyways, I just think that it would be very, very smart that if there was the ability to go and grab him, that you can at least take a stab at him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would not mind playing with Hopkins versus against him. And how sweet would that be pulling Jalen Ramsey and leaving Bouye's ass in fucking Jacksonville?
D-Love asks, would y'all trade Clowney for Ramsey?
Straight up, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Yeah. But I don't think you have to. I honestly don't think you have to. Ramsey doesn't seem like he wants to be in Jacksonville anymore.
He doesn't. He even did a tweet. Do you see his tweet afterward, right?
No.
He said it's hard to imagine me playing anywhere else because it's hard for me to imagine playing anywhere else. Something along the lines of, but I understand this is a business, so damn. I mean, like, he left it open ended. He didn't he said something about how his youth foundation or his community outreach in Jacksonville is taking off, and it would be hard to leave it, but he understands it's a business, and if he had to go, he has to go. Like, he left it open ended.
Yeah,
so
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Yeah, this is what prompted that thought. Reading what he said prompted. Wait a minute, is he in his third year, fourth year? Like, is he got an option? Like, where's he at? So that's why that came to me. But I would if I had to trade. Okay, God. Okay, now I'm sitting here thinking about this. Would I trade Clowney for Jalen Ramsey straight up? No, because I don't want to see Clowney in the division. I don't want to even see him in the same conference.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to face him.
But see, I don't even think you have to. I think you just wait for Ramsey's deal to run up. And Rising Phoenix said something pretty interesting. He said, Hopkins liked my tweet about bringing Ramsey to Houston. If you can get someone like Hopkins getting in Ramsey's ear.
For as much shit is the rivalry, quote unquote, yeah, that they got, these fools talk to each other.
Yeah, that's a whole media made.
These guys see each other so much. Yeah. There's no way they don't talk to each other, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Ramsey knows he sees us twice a year. He knows that if he comes to this team, most likely replacing Jonathan Joseph. Can you imagine Ramsey opposite Kareem with Honey Badger and our pass rush? That is and our offense now with the possibility of having Hopkins, Demaryius Thomas, Will Fuller, Kiki, and now guys breaking out like Carter and Smith, and you have two tight ends and the Thompson brothers who can ball, and Deshaun Watson throwing the ball.
And bro, that's not even counting what they do in the draft.
Exactly. We're still going to add pieces in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a nasty thought, man. That's a dominant team. That's Rams level, in my opinion, and that's in terms of personnel.
Right. I know what you meant.
That's
I don't know, man.
Personnel.
No, and the funny part about that is we actually have the cap to roll that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they wouldn't be out of the scope of possibility because the cap increases every year, along with how much we're under the cap now. Even if we franchise tag Clowney, right? I mean, like, I don't know. It was just a thought that came to my head when I read what he put out there. So.
Everyone's telling me DT might not play here next year, unfortunately. I get that, trust me, but just take him out of the equation. I mean, Will Fuller healthy if he can stay healthy, which, James continuously, puts the bad juju on him.
Look, man, I'm trying not to. I give the man his props. He improves every year. I told you I didn't realize how vital of a piece he was to the offense till he went down this year.
Yeah.
11 touchdowns in 11 games, dude. Like, I can't deny what he brings, but motherfucker can't stay healthy, bro. He's brittle bone. He's a stick figure.
And I think that's why you probably should make it an effort to sign Demaryius to at least a 1 or 2 year deal. At least.
He's got to come off his price if they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But for a guy his age with an Achilles as a receiver, dog, you need to come off your price tag. I mean, if you really want to stick around.
But
I mean,
can you just imagine that offense, man? I mean, with the way Bill O'Brien's calling plays now, open it up, spread offense, Deshaun, Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, Demaryius Thomas, Keke, and you got depth with Smith and Carter and the Thomas brothers at tight end. I call them brothers. They're not brothers, but that's just the little nickname I gave them. I mean, and then we talk about the draft that's coming up. Draft some linemen, draft some corner. Maybe the next year, draft you a fresh, young, new running back. There's a lot of things that this team could do that I personally don't think they will, but the potential that they have, good God.
Yep.
It's sick to think of. And adding Ramsey to the mix would only make it all the more sweeter.
It's a pipe dream, man. I understand,
for sure.
but
No, yeah, for sure.
When I read that, I was like, "What?" And then I got my wheels turned. I'm like, "Wait a minute, where are we?" Like, it started sinking in. I mean, like, what it would kill me. I would love to see the tweet Bouye has when he leaves, if he left to Houston. Like, yeah, dumbass, that's what you get for leaving.
By the way, I agree with Wink here. Cut Ryan Griffin and draft a tight end this offseason.
For the love of God, there is a guy from Iowa University. I think his name is Funk. Yeah, I think he led the nation in touchdowns. He's a tight end for Iowa. He can block. He can go get it. He can run after the catch. Go look up his film. I think it's Funk, Funk.
You sure it's not Noah Fant or Fant?
Font. Yeah, Fant. There it is. Noah Fant. That's the guy.
Shout out to Darren Davis who corrected that in the chat.
I knew Darren would know. I know Darren knows his boy. He's always looking at tight ends, bro. Yeah, Noah Fant, dude. I love Noah Fant. That would be a kick-ass pickup.
D-Love says, who y'all think we should target as far as linemen? On this channel, Ray actually did a breakdown of some linemen that he likes, and from what I understand, he has another video coming soon on prospects that he's looking at.
Right. I actually extended my my research to the guards, and I gotta tell you, there's better guards in this draft than tackles. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, my next one's gonna be offensive guards, and then closer towards the combine, I'll put out my top 5, whether it be offensive tackle. I'll just put up top 5 linemen, I guess, is what I'll go with it. But yeah, there's a couple of good guards out there right now that are really just like kind of opening my eyes a little bit more, maybe, especially in light of what's going on with Clemente and Rankin, and Fulton never seems to stay real healthy. And even though, by the way, Fulton, those runs that Lamar Miller was breaking off, they were right up his ass, by the way. They were right behind Fulton.
And please, for the love of God, if you sign a solid offensive lineman, do not let him walk the way you did Ben Jones and
Brooks. Brandon Brooks was the one
that was the one that was the hardest pill to swallow.
Out of all the ones that we've ever let go, Brandon Brooks was the one that stung me the most, because he was just
phenomenal.
Can
you imagine still having Ben Jones and Brandon Brooks here blocking for Deshaun Watson? The amount of protection and more time he'd have in the pocket. I mean, it's amazing to think of, man. It really is.
Oh, I don't know, man. Ben Jones kind of fell off a little bit. Like when he first left Houston, he did pretty good. He was doing pretty good in Tennessee, but this year he hasn't looked too good, man. And, well, they got him playing center too, so that probably didn't help. But
I see. Wink says the interior needs to be fixed first. The tackles can only play as good as the guards allow them to, and Ray knows this. You always fix and O-line inside out, not outside in.
But with that said, you have to think, well, what's the target, right? Guard or left guard? Fulton can play both, so it's interchangeable. So then it goes into, where do you go from there? Are you wanting zone scheme? Are you wanting, like balanced all around? Are you wanting technically sound? Are you wanting, you have to think what would fit our scheme right now? And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to put a scheme fit for any lineman in this offense right now. I honestly think if you had to do one, you'd probably have to do a balanced lineman. Someone that's not technically sound, but at least technically savvy. and that can, has, above average pass block, plus above average, ideal blocking, above average footwork, that can zone block, can power, can pull. Again, a balanced lineman.
Rising Phoenix says Ray misses Suafilo.
No.
Darren Davis, Ray, how would you feel about taking Trey Adams in the second, and who would you take with the second pick?
I actually, you know what? I have to think on that a little more. Trey Adams, I will get back to you on that one because I'm not sold on Trey Adams, and I have my reasons. He's asking for that second round pick or the second round pick, the first second round pick.
Take your pick. I don't any.
All right. So the way the board's falling right now, and again, way too early to think about this, but just humor me. This is what I like doing. Draft simulating, the way the board's falling at this particular point, like a Dalton Reisner or I think his name is Buckelschulk. He's from Wisconsin. He's a guard. I think there's that's one of my guards I'm looking at. I would say they're all falling late first round. Second round, I would say, because we'll have a mid. No, because Seattle's in the playoffs. So we'll have 2 late second-round picks. By that time, I don't know who I would take. I would probably take someone who was – I'd probably just take another lineman, honestly. Well, it depends on what corners fall. But, again, I don't think corners that are going to make an immediate impact will fall that late in the second round. But then again, stranger things have happened, man. Look what happened with Desmond King. And that guy's been a badass for LA Rams or Chargers all year long. Desmond King was a damn steal of the draft, if you ask me, for what he's done with the Chargers this year. Him and Devin James have just revitalized that whole defense.
Edmund asks, Ray, is Davenport the future left tackle for this team, or have you seen enough?
I have to give him more time. I have to give him more time, man, because honestly, he hasn't really been starting at left tackle. I would say this year, and even that's kind of suspect this year, but I would say this year, to me, is like the first year of actually seeing what Davenport's got. Based on what he did today, it was embarrassing. He really disappointed me with how he played today. He was leaning on guys way too damn much. For whatever reason, his arms just never seemed to get extended for whatever damn reason. Speed rushers tend to give him a lot of problems. I think he's got the footwork to do it. I just don't think he's technically sound. Dwayne Brown, it took him 2.5 years before he started becoming the badass left tackle that we all loved for Houston. So again, that's why I always say I got to give him a couple more years. I had to give him a couple years before I make my final assessment. But as of right now, you don't have anyone better on there to be your left tackle.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, and there's no left tackle in free agency or in this draft that'll come in and take his position. I guarantee it.
Darren Davis says, I like the guard from Wisconsin. Dude is huge. Really reminds me of Brandon Brooks.
Dude, that guy, I think his name's like Burkshall. It's some weird-ass long name, dude. Name's like Bo Burkshall or some shit like that.
Okay, yeah, King actually just typed it. Bo, I'm going to butcher this. Bo Bencherwell.
Yeah. No. Okay, so let me, because this is part of my breakdown analysis. So this guy was actually recruited out of high school as a defensive end and a tight end. Sound familiar? Wisconsin's just familiar, just infamous for doing this shit. Defensive end and tight end, right? So then they brought him in and they put him in at tackle. He didn't do too well. Then they put him in guard. And he started kicking everyone's ass, and he's been a guard ever since then. So I mean, the way that, again, if you want a lineman, there's like 4 or 5 schools that you're going to get a good, at least an average linemen from there, and it's going to be Wisconsin, Notre Dame. I would say probably Florida State is another one, even though they kind of fell off recently. But you're always in Georgia. Those are schools that always produce solid pro linemen. Always. If you're watching this video and you're in high school and you've got some talent or whatever the case may be, venture outside of fucking Texas. Well, no, actually, A&M's got a pretty solid offensive line history too, as far as the NFL. So you could go to A&M, but that's a homerism on my end. But anyway, but again, go to Wisconsin, go to Notre Dame. Guaranteed, you'll at least be looked at as a draft prospect because they coach those boys up. So anytime I see a Wisconsin guy or Notre Dame guy, I instantly pay attention. Instantly. And I don't look back. So.
King says, I like Nate Herbig from Stanford. No. Yeah, I remember you saying that's a guy you weren't a fan of.
No, not even close.
Rising Phoenix says, I saw a mock draft where we took Greg Little in round 1, then got Bryce Love and Dalton Risner in round 2. On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give those 3 picks?
Dude, if we got Little in Risner in this draft, I will go on record and say, okay, yep, we had a great draft. I don't care who else we draft from that point forward. Risner, to me, is the best offensive tackle prospect in the class. As far as he's got the mentality of he's a right tackle. He's not a left tackle. He's only played right tackle at K-State. He is the best offensive lineman, all-around offensive lineman in this class. Greg Little has the most potential upside in the class. His athleticism is bar none. The guy is going to skyrocket up boards come combine. There's no way that Little and Jonah Williams and I think there's one more missing, probably Bo Burkersnall or whatever that fool's name is. After the combine, I can guarantee you those will probably be the first 3 guys off the board as far as linemen go.
Yeah.
No, not even joking. My personal, I always like, dude, I always had this one lineman I fall in love with every damn draft, man. It's just it always happens, and I always just I don't know, man. I just fall in love with them, but oh shit! Hang on, sorry guys. Drop the phone. Drop the phone.
That's hilarious. I don't think that's ever happened. That's pretty funny.
No, I dropped my phone. No, yeah. My favorite prospect this year is Andre Dillard from Washington State. I really like what he brings. I love his technique. He comes from a pass-heavy offense in college from that Mike Leach system. I'm not saying that he's going to be a world beater, but I guarantee you if you drafted him, and he will probably fall late first, early second, and that would be the guy I'd want because I really think that Risner, Little, Williams, I think all those guys will be gone. Bo, I think all of them will be gone before they get to Houston's pick.
Miguel Areno says, "What's up, Ray?"
What up?
Let me see. So, okay. We've talked about, I mean, we're at that, we can talk about draft. If you guys want to keep talking about the draft, let us know. We can keep talking about the draft. But if you guys just want to, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We got a playoff game ahead. We don't even know. Right. We could be the 32nd pick in the draft for all we know.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I can talk draft for hours, man. That's just how it
understandable. That's probably one of the most fun times of the year. But, well, let's look a little further ahead because we pretty much broke down this Colts game, opening up. But one thing I'm concerned about, take the Texans out of the equation. What the hell are we going to do when football season's over?
Oh, no.
It's the worst time of year, man. It really is.
It's horrible.
6 months. And it doesn't really start to kick back up until, combine and free agency and, the draft and all that stuff. The XFL is not for another year. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with myself. Completely invested in baseball off season, or I don't know what.
I can do the baseball off season. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Bro, did you hear that Houston's targeting Robbie Ray?
I did not. I did not read that.
Yep. Houston's targeting Robbie Ray. Left-handed pitcher.
Well, I mean, there is Astros talk. Yeah, that's from Edman. Yeah, there is Astros talk, and you know what? There's also Rockets talk. The Rockets aren't looking too bad either. They've been getting their shit together recently. I don't know if James is gonna want to.
Well, I bow down to that. I'm not a basketball fan, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a basketball fan. I probably got a better luck of analyzing rugby and soccer than I do basketball.
Let's see, guy. Well, in the chat, let us know. We got 21 people in here. In the chat, let us know. What do you want us to talk about right now? You want to hear about the draft? Do you want to hear about? You want us to talk more about the Colts game?
We can do a chill session.
We can do a chill session. You can ask whatever the hell you want. Do you want to talk about the XFL? Do you want to? It can be whatever. Honestly, look. While you guys are debating that, let me show off a little something I pulled off during. Well, not during. I got for Christmas. Check this shit out. Shout out to my dad who got this for me. Let me see. This ball right here. But you got this nice. You can feel it. It's like
embossed.
Yeah, it's like a patch. But boom.
Oh, that's Deshaun Watson.
That is Deshaun Watson, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, buddy.
This is getting in a case and on display ASAP.
You spoiled bitch.
Yeah, I know. But shout out to Dad. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. Texas Justice. Appreciate it. Let's see. Okay.
Should we tell him what's going to happen after the playoff game?
What's going to happen after the playoff game?
Ladies and gentlemen, after the playoff game, there is a great possibility that John and I will be doing a co-op feed.
Yes, this is true. Me and Ray might watch the game together, and we'll be doing a live show together in person for the first time.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, in response to what you guys want to talk about, Kings88 says draft and chill. Edman says Astros trading for JT Realmuto. Talk about the playoffs. Okay, you guys want to talk about everything. All right. Well, we'll go in order. Let's first talk about the Colts, since that's what's up next. What do you guys want to talk about in regards to the Colts? I've pretty much said my piece. I believe if the Texans can call plays, similar play calling to the way that they did against Philadelphia and today, we're looking in pretty good shape, especially against Indianapolis' defense, compared to what we did to a defense like Jacksonville today. But my primary concerns on the defensive side of the ball are containing Ebron, are containing just Luck scrambling out of the pocket and burning us with his legs, and containing T.Y. T.Y. is always something you have to worry about. I like to call him the real owner of the Houston Texans, because every time we play, good God Almighty, it's not fun for the secondary. I mean, who can cover him? No, who do you put on him? Honestly. I can't think of anyone.
I have a question. You guys, okay? So Bill O'Brien says he likes to use he likes versatile guys, right? And this is going to correlate to that Colts game question. Why in the hell is Thomas not split out wide? The guy played wide receiver at Mississippi State. Did he not? Our tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Did he not play a wide receiver? Why is he not being utilized as a wide receiver, big body on the outside? That's my question. I just thought of that somehow. What I'm looking for in this game is, will Houston exploit the mismatches? And can we minimize the big play?
Well, it looks like we have an internal debate going on. Hang on. Let me see. Okay, Edman asked, how do you stop Marlon Mack? Wink
The same way we did last time.
Yeah, Wink responds, Marlon Mack can be stopped easy. Cunningham can stop Mack no problem.
He did it last time.
Edman says, because he isn't fast enough. Wink says, I have no idea, and he should in the red zone. Jay Dizzle, I actually agree with this. J-Joe should retire after this year. J-Joe should have retired last year.
Yeah, J-Joe shouldn't have been back last 2 years.
If we got Brandon Dunn back, too, it's a wrap for their run.
No, I like Watkins more than Dunn. I've never been a fan of Brandon Dunn. I never have. Never liked Brandon Dunn. I don't like anything he brings to the table. I think Watkins and Reeder and Covington bring more than he does. Period.
Yeah, I kind of agree with King on this. I'm not worried about the run. We got that on lock. We really are one of the best run-stopping defenses out there, to be honest. The only thing that troubles us in regards to the run is quarterbacks scrambling around. That's our only thing that can really hurt us.
Quarterback runs always kill us, man.
So that's something you're going to have to worry about against the Lucks and the Mahomes, and you don't have to worry about that with Tom Brady to a harsh degree. But once you get, like, if you make it to the Super Bowl and you start playing teams like the Rams and the Bears and stuff like that, you're going to have to worry about scrambling quarterbacks over there. But for now,
Speaking of which, did you see that Tom Brady scramble today on that touchdown pass?
I sure did.
Bro, I had flashbacks of Matt Shaw, bro. Like, he runs like old people fuck, dude. They're just dude, he's so damn low, man. Look, I understand he's old, and I understand he's definitely never been fast. But Jesus, my God, watching him is it's like you're waiting for him to just collapse because he's run way further than he normally does. Like, it just, I don't know, man. Oh my God, he's just so slow, dude.
Darren Davis has something that I don't think you're gonna agree with. I would have J-Joe man up on TY on certain plays. This way, he won't have a free release off the line of scrimmage. If we can man up TY, this will allow Rack to focus on Ebron with Cole and Zach.
Absolutely 100% not. The reason why T.Y. Hilton is successful against us is because of J-Joe.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me, Darren? Have you been watching any of these games, bro, last 2 or 3 years? The reason T.Y. gets off on us is because J-Joe's on his ass.
Yeah.
That's plain and simple, man. Every time he catches the ball, you see J-Joe trying to catch up with him and stumble over his feet and shit. If anything, if you're wanting anyone to body his ass up, Kareem Jackson needs to be the one bodying his ass up. That's just and then have help over the top. I don't care if you've got to double team him. Just don't leave J-Joe out on the island. And definitely, again, I didn't see 10 or 15-yard splits from corners today. It's amazing how that shit works. But I guarantee you, J-Joe's old dusty ass is out there on the field. He'll get 15, 20-yard splits and give a wide-open release for T.Y. Hilton. That's fucking stupid. Hell no, I don't agree with that at all. Come on, Darren.
We're getting a lot of questions about New England. So, okay, let's say we win this game. And I'm not going to put any bad juju on us. I'm going to say let's say, because although I'm confident, anything can happen. It's the NFL. If we go to New England, how would you feel about that matchup? Because personally, I enjoy that matchup. If we win this game, we're locked to play New England. There's no other opponent. You beat the Colts, you are locked in to play New England. I don't think there's any other way that we'll match up with anyone else. Because we'd be the highest seed, and New England automatically gets the highest seed in the playoffs. So, if we play New England, we're playing them in Foxborough. I agree with, someone just said it, it's about time. It's about damn time we beat Tom Brady in Foxborough. It is time for us to beat Brady in Foxborough. And I personally like the matchup. I don't think that the Patriots are the Patriots of old. I think they've slowed down. Tom Brady is not who he used to be, although maybe playoff time he'll turn it up a notch. Who knows? But this is a very slow and older New England team. I like our matchup against them on the defensive side of the ball. I think if Bill O'Brien calls plays similar to the way, like I keep saying, the way he called plays today and against the Eagles, I think we have a very nice day against the Patriots defense, who is not all that scary at all. So I like the matchup. I really do. If we win this game, I don't think I would much rather face the Patriots than the Chiefs. I would very much love someone like the Chargers to knock out the Chiefs for us, so that way we have home field advantage at the AFC title game.
Well, I can tell you this right now. I bold prediction on my end. I think Baltimore takes the Chargers.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I have the Chargers winning the AFC.
No. I think the Chargers get bounced by the Ravens.
Interesting.
And then I got the Ravens beating the Chiefs. And then I got Houston Ravens in the AFC Championship.
Wow.
Yep.
And you know what? If it does end up that way, I don't want to lose to Baltimore. I still have a very sour taste in my mouth from the last time we played them. Very pissed off. If we lose to Baltimore again, especially in the AFC title game, I will be. Oh man, that's gonna sting a lot.
Bold prediction.
You know what? Let's take things a step further. Let's look at the playoff picture right now, and let's break it down a bit. Let's take a look at the matchup. We'll look at the AFC and the NFC, but we'll look at the AFC first, since that's what matters right now.
Yeah, fuck the NFC. Fuck the Bears.
Okay. So the playoffs are set. Kansas City, New England are the top 2 seeds. Houston will be playing the Colts in the wild card. Baltimore will be playing the Chargers. So you just told us you think Baltimore upsets the Chargers. That's your pick.
I do.
I'm picking the Chargers to win that game. Houston and Indy. I'm picking Houston. We're gonna give our predictions more in depth later, but I'm confident. I like it. I'm gonna go with.
I'm surfing the Battle Red wave. I'll go with it.
Okay, so that would set up Houston, New England, and that would set up for you Baltimore, Kansas City. That would set up for me Chargers, Kansas City. And you believe Baltimore would also beat Kansas City. You got to explain that one to me.
Chiefs aren't going to be able to serve Lamar Jackson.
And you think that the Ravens defense is going to be able to slow down Patrick Mahomes and company?
Absolutely, yes, I do. If there was ever a defense that could stop Kansas City that's in this playoffs, that would be the one.
Oh, okay. Scrooston Takeover Sports had me confused for a bit. He said Colts win that game, and then a few seconds later, LMAO psych. I want the Texans to win, but they need to contain luck. Okay, so you're picking a AFC Championship between Baltimore and Houston. So I'll ask you this: who do you have winning that game? Baltimore and Houston. Oh, so you got Baltimore actually going to the Super Bowl against. Let me ask you. Okay, well let's look at the NFC. Let's look at the NFC.
Not the fucking Bears. I can tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you this: I have the Chargers and the Texans in the AFC title game, and I actually have the Chargers winning that game.
Yeah.
So let's look at that.
Philip Rivers is a choke artist in the playoffs, bro.
All right, Chicago, Philadelphia. Who do you think wins that game?
Actually, Philly.
Okay, I'll take that.
That's Soldier Field, right?
Yes.
Yep. Philly.
I have Chicago, but all right. Dallas, Seattle.
Seattle, hands down.
I have Seattle as well. So that would match up Chicago with the Rams, and that would match up Seattle with New Orleans. But for you, it would match up. Actually, that would match up Philadelphia with the Rams, and then that would match up New Orleans with Seattle for you.
Mm-hmm.
So New Orleans, Seattle. Who do you have winning that one?
New Orleans.
Okay, and then
Dallas.
Philadelphia Rams. Who do you have winning that?
Rams.
So you believe the top 2 seeds in the NFC are going to be in the title game?
Yeah.
Who do you think's winning the NFC?
New Orleans.
Okay, so you got a Saints-Baltimore Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who's winning the Super Bowl, Ray?
Saints.
Saints. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's fair. That's a fair pick.
I hate saying that shit, but probably Saints.
I'm going to stick with my pick. I have the Bears beating Philly. I have Seattle beating Dallas. That means the Rams match up with the Bears, and Seattle matches up with New Orleans. I think New Orleans gets it done against Seattle. I think Chicago beats the Rams again, the way they did earlier this season. And I think Chicago's defense is too much for Drew Brees. I think the Bears and the Chargers are going to the Super Bowl. And I don't know who's winning that game, but defense wins championship, so I'll go out on a limb and say the Bears win the Super Bowl this year.
Bro. Oh my God, man!
We should make a bet on our Super Bowl picks, and whoever team makes it the furthest should pay up.
Oh yeah, so I gotta pick a team.
Yeah, pick a team. Well, you already picked your team. You have the Ravens. You have the Saints winning the Super Bowl. I have the Bears winning the Super Bowl. So whoever's team gets the furthest in the playoffs wins. Take the wager. Don't do that. Be confident in your pick, Ray.
I don't have that much faith.
See, I have faith. I'm willing to lay it all down right now on the Bears.
Because you're a half-ass Bears fan.
Bull snot, sir.
Half-ass Bears fan. You can't be a full Bears fan and a full Texans fan.
I can, and I am.
Lies.
Not lies at all.
I see more Houston gear than Chicago gear.
I have plenty of Chicago gear. I just
I'm sure you do. You freaking traitor, man.
It's not traitor. I have an AFC team. I have an NFC team, and it's a very real possibility.
Question for the chat.
Okay.
Question for the chat. Is it possible for you to be an ultimate fan of two different teams?
I believe it is.
That's bullshit.
They're not even in the same conference. They're not even in the same conference.
I don't care if they're in the same country. It don't matter, dude. You can't do that. You can't be an ultimate fan.
Like, see, Jay Dizzle says yes. I like you, Jay Dizzle.
Jay Dizzle, come on, man. Now you just not talking sense. Now
Edman says no. Rising Phoenix says no. Oh, well, Rising Phoenix says hell no. Brandon says ultimate. I don't think so.
Hell no.
Y'all are just haters. Darren says nope. Texans only.
If you're a Cash fan, dude, yeah, okay, you could do that. But if you're a diehard like me, you can't do that.
Jay Dizzle, you know what? I like Jay Dizzle. Jay Dizzle says you love your mother and father.
Yeah, but that's
fuck off. That's not different. It's the same thing.
That's comparing apples and oranges. Jay Dizzle, you know what? Do a pull wink. Go to the garage. Suck on a tailpipe. Close that damn door. Suck. Inhale deep. Don't exhale. Just inhale. Just don't even exhale.
Hey, you know what? I'm with Wink. Wink and I are on the same wavelength here. Wink says, yeah, I love the Eagles. That's my second favorite team. But when we played them, I said, fuck them. Same with me. If we play the Bears, fuck the Bears. It's Texans first always. But I am
lie. You know why? You know why you say that? Hold on, I'm gonna call you and Wink both out. You know why both of you say that?
Why?
Because you can't commit. You're non-committal bitches. Y'all can't commit to a fucking team.
Yes.
You can't commit.
I have been a fan of this team since they were.
So either way, you win, right? It's not gambling if you win by either direction. Get me the fuck out of here. I don't even know what to talk about.
Okay, let's see. Dad, if you're in here, Texas Justice, comment. When the Texans played the Bears a few years ago, did I or did I not have the mentality of fuck the Bears, I'm going all out Texans? Because it was a house divided that night. It really was.
But you're missing the aspect of it. Even though you say fuck the Bears, you're still a Bears fan.
I am.
You win either way, whether team wins. What kind of shit is that?
So you're saying the problem is if the Texans and Bears make it to the Super Bowl, I win either way. So that's not cool.
Essentially, yeah. Fucking.
I would be very disappointed if the Texans lost. I would be sad. But
I would put that Bears banner up in my room.
No, I wouldn't put a banner up or anything. But
nobody.
I wouldn't put a banner up or nothing. But I would be rocking the Bears jersey the next day because I'm still happy about it.
See, come on, dog. Come on, man.
Let me see.
I can't ride this train.
Even Third Coast says, even though I love the Eagles, I don't promote them on my channel.
There you go.
All right. Well, we've had our fun. Well, actually, so you're not going to take that bet then?
No, I already told you I ain't doing this shit.
All right. Okay, well, we've had our fun with that. Okay, let's talk about whatever. What do you guys want to talk about? Let us know. Do y'all think Kiki plays, and does Foreman get more snaps? I think Kiki plays, and I do not think Foreman gets more snaps.
Well, I think if Kiki don't play, there's something wrong. Something seriously wrong. And if Foreman don't get more snaps, I don't know, man. I don't know what'll happen. I'll tell you this. As badass as it was watching Lamar Miller run that motherfucker over to get in the end zone, Lamar Miller's pass blocking today was fucking abysmal. Him and Ryan Griffin both couldn't block shit today. I don't know what's going on with that because usually Miller can block. But I don't know, man. There's just something. Look, man, there's something about Lamar Miller that it's not that I don't like him. It's just, I'm impartial to him. Like, if he left to go to another team, I'd be like, okay, so what? I don't care. I mean, like, it's not like to me, he's an above average back that thinks he's a Pro Bowler. That's the best way I can describe it, man. I don't think he's all that, man. I really don't.
Wink says Carter has earned the snaps from Kiki. Kiki has to earn his spot in the field as it stands right now. I agree with that. I do.
I agree with that too.
Edman, so if Foreman isn't the same, should the Texans sign Kareem Hunt this offseason? I think they should, but will they? They won't. They won't. Kings.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got a topic. Hold on. I gotta sit up for this shit.
Okay. All right. Shit just got real. All right.
Yeah. No, I gotta sit up for this one. All right. So I was listening. Oh my God, what was it? Fuck. This was like 2 or 3 days ago, and I've been thinking about it since then because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't imagining things. Brian Gay did an interview on 610 on John Harris's show, right? And he was talking about the evaluation of talent and scouts and stuff like that, right? Okay. Brian Gaines said something that scares the shit out of me. And I tell everyone I'm going to give Brian Gaines this next off season before I make my judgments on Brian Gaines. Okay. So far at this point, I'm kind of half and half on him. I can't be against him, but I'm not really for him because he's done a lot of stupid shit, but he's also done a lot of good things. As of now, and that's just as of now, and that can change quickly depending on what he does this offseason. But he said something in that interview that was really revealing to me. I understand that most GMs have a plan of action. He has a plan of action. And from what I'm gathering, it's a very analytical point of view, more so than the norm. He was talking about how they have metric charts and how they scout literally everyone from every practice squad and all that other stuff. Normal GM stuff, right? But what he said after that is what really got my attention. He said, and I quote, that, yeah, that's why Bill and I see eye to eye on prospects and recruits. If that's the case, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem bigger than shit. And he went on and elaborated on that. He went on and said, if we do our due diligence on all the people that we scout and this, that, and the third, and what happens is, depends on our needs of the team at the time, along with our salary cap, blah, 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 a lot of GM stuff. And I'm like, okay, we understand that we understand that as fans. We understand that there's more to it than just, hey, that guy's available, go grab him. We understand that, right? So then he said, okay, but like, for example, with the Honey Badger thing, he actually said he had no intention of going after him until he was prompted by players. Let me say that again. He had no intention on going after him until prompted by players. So let me get this straight. So as a GM, I'm glad you're listening to your players, but at the same time, should you have to listen to your players to go fucking get someone that you need on your team? I thought that was very revealing. I was like, okay, well, so let me get this straight. So in other words, it's Bill O'Brien as a GM, basically, is what Brian Gaines is. and that disheartens me because we've seen Bill O'Brien's eye for talent. Derek Newton, Suafilo.
Oh God.
Like, I can go down the list if you like.
Let's not.
Kendall Lamb, Calaminte, Allen. I mean, we can keep going if you like.
Derek Newton isn't even on the team anymore, and that I'm still pissed about that.
I'm actually not. I'm so glad. I'm not glad they robbed. Look, they robbed Derek Newton some money, bro. They did him shiesty, man. In my personal opinion, but honestly, I fucking hate Derek Newton more than I hate Jadeveon Clowney. So put that in perspective.
At least Jadeveon produces somewhat.
I couldn't stand Newton, man.
Kings 88. Whoever hit on that Justin Reed pick needs to draft.
Well, I wouldn't fucking Bill O'Brien.
Wink says that's a concern. The fact he didn't think he was worth it was the real concern. Edman says B.O.B. has always been in control. Ernest Jr. Lopez says probably because he did put Kareem in safety and probably had a good prospect in safety, basically Reed. Wink.
Okay, go
ahead.
So a guy that's proven to be an all-pro safety, you don't look at, especially young all-pro safety, you don't look at because you have an incoming rookie that could possibly not amount to shit. That's not very good GM planning. I don't buy that.
Wink says people love acting like O'Brien has no pull on these dudes when it was clear on Hard Knocks years ago on the first episode.
Yep.
Trayvon Davis says, does Ray hate Newton or Rankin more?
Newton.
By far. Miguel Areno, do they play Colvin? Barely.
Edmund, talk to me about that one, by the way.
Yeah, Edmund.
You still haven't mentioned.
Let's hear about the lockdown corner.
That doesn't play.
Oh, man.
Who gets passed over by Sharice Wright. I don't understand that one. Hey, has Tristan Decoud been picked up by anybody?
I'll check right now.
Just out of curiosity. I know Wink will probably know this. Maybe even Rising Phoenix. I'm just kind of curious if he's been picked up by anybody. That's another guy they did dirty. They should have never moved that dude to safety, bro.
Should they play Colvin on TY?
Why not? If he's so good at covering slot corners like everyone says, then why not?
Ernest Jr. Lopez is pretty sure he was with the Cowboys.
What a shocker.
DeCowd's still a Cowboy, yeah.
Yep.
Colvin has actually been good when he has been on the field. That's from Edman.
Yes, but when he gets on the field, that's kind of the point. Paid this guy a lot of money to sit on the fucking bench. Explain that one.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Voya Banyo.
Yeah, go for it. Voya Banyo.
You like that?
Yeah, that's nice. That's good. Good shit. Okay. Let's see. Let's read some more from you guys. Darren Davis. The fact that you said that Ray is why I say forward thinking is what will propel this team, but not considering him until the players said something. Wow. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Fucked me up when I heard that shit. I couldn't believe it.
Yep. Let me see. All right. Well, let's me and Ray give our score predictions for the Colts game. But before we do that, I want to see what y'all's prediction in the chat is for the score. Who do you think's gonna win? What do you think the score is gonna be? How high do you think the score is gonna get? Let me see in the chat what you guys think about that. Edman says that's because Crennel doesn't put him in. Yeah, honestly, I don't think Crennel likes him very much.
Cause he's trash. Trash. Damn. There we go.
Wink says, I want to hear that interview now. Where can I find it?
Bro, it was John Harris' show probably about 3 or 4 days ago. I think. Pretty sure.
Wow, we got a lot of predictions coming in. Okay, let's read them. Edman says 28-17 Texans.
Oof.
King says 27-24 Texans. Eric Villa says 34-31 Texans. Trayvon Davis says 24-13 Texans. H-Train says, if we lose to Colts, is our season a success, or how do you feel? We'll get back to that one after we predict.
Oh, I got plenty of comments on that one.
Jay Dizzle, I'm curious if it was the same situation with signing Honey Badger. Okay, well, that's not a prediction. Seth Alvarez, 31-21 Texans. Wink, 31-24 Texans. Ernest Jr. Lopez, 27-21 Texans. Darren Davis, 21-14 Texans. And D-Love with the miraculous prediction of 42-14 Texans.
Jesus.
D-Love, if that happens, I will send you a jersey, okay? Because that's ridiculous. But, and hold me to that, honestly, I will. 42-14 has to be on the dot. H-Train, 37-34, but he did not declare a winner. Which I could see happening, 37-34. But I'll let you go first, Ray. What do you think what's your prediction for this game?
19-13 Houston.
Wow. So you don't see this one being a shootout at all?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I will go 34-31 Houston, because I do believe it's going to be pretty high scoring.
Oh.
Let me see. A-Train says, I need my jersey and hat. Darren's asking if Ray's hitting the Dougie.
Dude, what?
Are you hitting the Dougie?
The Dougie?
It's a dance.
No, I'm not doing no damn Dougie.
All right, well, let's...
I don't even know what the fuck that is. You tell me you do that. I don't even know what it is. No.
Do you know the dab? Can you dab for us?
Can I? What's a dab?
You gotta... It's just like that. I'm not gonna do it, but that's how you do it. You
just did it.
You gotta put your head into... No, that's not... That's an effortless dab. They'll tell you in the chat. That's not even a dab you're trying.
You Cam Newton started that stupid...
Yeah. Will you dab for the chat?
No, I will not dab. I have self-respect. I will not dab.
Do it for the chat, guy. Come on.
No. I will dab if Houston wins.
Okay, if Houston wins, you'll dab. D-Love says Ray is huge.
What? Well, fuck you, man. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You look like a bucket of shit. Fuck it
down. I consider this... Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. If the Texans lose to the Colts, do you consider this season a success?
Do I consider it a success?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Look, year after year, regardless of the quarterback, behind Bill O'Brien, you get to the playoffs, you do the same thing. It's either a wild card or a divisional exit. You've never gone further, under any coach for that matter. Kubiak, furthest he ever took us was divisional. You need to take that next step, because if you keep doing the same and the same and the same, you don't want to stay stalemate. You want to... The point is to progress, and if one guy's not progressing, it's time to make a change. So no, I won't consider it a success unless you're making progress.
Bill's just good enough to keep his job, but not good enough to win it all.
Yep. I think that's the perfect way of putting it.
Because, in all honesty, as stupid as this sounds, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Bill O'Brien is the most successful head coach in Texans history.
Okay. Darren says, Ray, how tall are you? If your son will grow to be 6'8", the fuck y'all eating?
All right, so that's a funny question, and I'll answer this. All right, so I am 6'2.5", so 6'2". So I'm 6'2", and my son is 2 years old and already wearing 5T clothing, meaning he's wearing 5-year-old clothing. He's in the 100th percentile in growth and in weight. He's projected to be anywhere between 6'3" and 6'8".
Good God.
Yeah. He's going to dwarf me. He's going to make me look like a little bitch.
Jay Dizzle. Okay. Jay Dizzle just made an awesome comparison. So B.O.B. equals Alex Smith.
Yep.
That is amazing. That is an amazing comparison.
Actually, I'll give you a better comparison. B.O.B. equals Marvin Lewis.
D-Love says Ray Ray reminds me of the American Sniper.
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up, man.
He reminds me of Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, see, I'm just saying.
Only his beard's cooler.
His is because he's got millions of dollars to trim the shit out. If I had a personal artist, I'd be all good too, man. What you talking about?
Oh, man. Buying clothes for someone that size is rough, Ray Ray. I'm 6'4". I know. That's from Rising Phoenix.
Yeah, bro. I know. Trust me. Finding fat ass clothes just for my 6'2" ass is hard. So I can only imagine. Big and tall store, baby. Let's go.
Let me see. Brandon, I'm telling you, he looks just like Jason Kelsey.
No, hell no.
Hey, that dude is on The Bachelor. What are you talking about?
Fuck, I don't look like that motherfucker. I don't look like him. He looks like me. I'm older.
B.O.B. equals
That's how that works.
B.O.B. equals Herm Edwards playoffs. That's from Darren Davis.
That's not funny. That's fucking depressing.
Oh, man. Miguel Areno says no because Marvin Lewis hasn't won a playoff games. I don't know.
No, the comparison was good enough to retain his job, not good enough to get anywhere. That was the comparison. So, yes, Marvin Lewis is very much applicable.
Jeff Saturday spent his career getting his gooch felt by Peyton Manning. LMA. Y'all are wild.
Yeah, that's a lucky dude, man. That's $1 million gooch rub, bro.
Ernest
giving him the gooch. Giving him the gooch.
Ernest Jr. Lopez says, my meat is 6'8", 225 pounds, no cap.
Look, bro. Look. I'm only 6 inches. Around. Think about it.
Let me see. There's nothing wrong with American Sniper. Dude was buff. That's from D-Love.
Bro, I'm not buff, dude. I'm a big dude. I'm not buff.
Rising Phoenix says, if 2016 Texans defense shows up in playoffs, are we winning it all?
Great possibility.
Should Texans promote Sean Ryan to offensive coordinator?
Yes.
It's from Edman.
Yes. If Sean Ryan doesn't get it, okay. I hope Wink's still in here because I got a bone to pick with him. This motherfucker was talking about making Wes Welker the OC. Why the fuck would Wes Welker be the OC? He could probably barely remember to put on his shoelaces with the amount of concussions he's got. You want him to call plays?
Before you even said that, Darren Davis said Wes Welker.
Fuck that, dude. That's just dumb. That's dumb. And not only that, I don't want another New England damn person coaching this team. I'm trying to get rid of New England fucks, not bring them on. Jesus Christ.
Let's say, this will never happen ever, but let's say...
Don't say Dabo Swinney.
No, God, no. No. Dabo Swinney, no. Bill Belichick. Let's say, for whatever reason, Bill Belichick and New England part ways. Would you like for him to come here?
No.
Why not?
I don't want anything to do with him. I disdain. Look, on the hierarchy of the teams that I hate, New England's right at the fucking top. Followed closely by Indianapolis, followed very closely by the Yankees, and then followed closely behind the St. Louis Cardinals. I cannot stand. Look, rule of thumb with me. Any New York or Boston team, I fucking can't stand them. I can't stand them at all because they're pompous little bitches. I can't stand them. I don't want them. I don't want nothing to do with them. That's my answer.
I agree. It is getting kind of late, guys. We're heading into 1 o'clock, and we got some people already taken off. Throw us some last-second questions. We'll answer them before we head off. Jay Dizzle says, I'd fire my own mama for Belichick.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Jay Dizzle ain't got no sense, dog. This motherfucker's crazy.
Rising Phoenix says, I'm going to buy you a Giants jersey, Ray.
And if you do, I'll burn it in effigy. I'll burn that shit. I'll pee on it. I'll even wipe my ass with it.
If someone wants to buy me some Packers or Patriots gear, I need some more toilet paper. So, just
that'd be great.
Throwing that out.
Oh, you don't like Packers? You're not a Packers fan?
No, I'm not a Packers fan, actually.
Oh, yeah, Chicago. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Remember when Aaron Rodgers tossed 6 touchdowns on the Texans? That was terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad day, man.
I'm going to buy you a... Oh, I already read that. Should Texans fire Mike Devlin after the season?
No, because Mike Devlin, to me, is the only one holding that fucking offensive line together. Mike Devlin, you're asking Mike Devlin to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Like, he's doing the best he can with the talent he's got. Let's be honest. The guy is renowned for being a quality offensive line coach. It would be stupid to relieve him. I'm sorry.
Guys, we got 19 in here right now. We got 12 likes. That's awesome. But for those of you who are in here and haven't liked the video yet, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out.
Like the string, bitches.
We're growing week after week. I mean, just the other day, Ray sent me a message saying we're getting a ton of subscribers, and that's a good feeling, and it's an awesome thing to see. So, thank you guys for the support each and every week. Everyone's saying, "All right, got a dip." We're closing out right now too. Ray, was there anything that you wanted to plug or say before we head out? Oh,
what?
There he is. I said, is there anything you wanted to say or plug before we head out?
Yeah. 2 things. 1, if you go to bed with an itchy butthole, you wake up with a stinky finger.
That's true.
2, no matter where you go, there you are.
Well, quote of the week. Well, we have broken down the playoff game. We have talked about some off-season stuff. King says, what? LOL. We've talked about some stuff. We've broken it down. Now we just got to wait. We got 6 days until the Colts game. This is going to be interesting. And now we have James playing around with...
My damn dog is acting insane, man. You see this little bitch? She's going crazy, man.
What's her name?
If y'all ever get a rat terrier, fix that motherfucker immediately because this bitch is crazy.
Jay Dizzle says, bite his ass.
Don't listen to Jim because we'll get you in trouble.
All right, guys. We're going to peace out. Thanks for hanging with us today. We'll be back next week, hopefully to talk about a Texans win. If not, we got a lot of off-season stuff to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Free agency scenarios, draft possibilities. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about in regards to the off-season. So thank you guys week after week for being with us. Please, again, if you haven't liked the video, if you haven't subscribed to us, we really appreciate the support. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace!